Welcome back to JKMoto Podcast, a weekly motorcycle podcast for the everyday motorcyclist, covering current bike news and specializing in track riding and club racing. We truly do it all. This week, brought to you by Working Class Customs, a custom fabrication shop out of northern Utah, and you can direct any more questions on that to Cole, which, Cole, I wanted to bring up. We haven't done this in a long time, but I'm Easton.
I'm Cole.
That's Cole. That one, that way. Just thought we'd throw an introduction out there so you guys aren't sitting here like, whoa. If you've never been here. If you've been here, though, you know us, obviously, and we're back to our same old. But how you been this week?
Hey, my week was great. It's back to snowing. It's back to miserable weather. And there's no excuse for it now. It's March.
That's what I was just so... Does Utah not realize what time of year it is and what amazing sport is right around the corner, literally?
Literally right around the corner. We got to get some bikes on the private test track in front of the house and make sure everything's functioning properly.
Oh, yes. That one right on the... You live right on the border of Mexico, right?
Right.
That's good. That's good. But it's kind of hard to do that if it's snowing.
Yeah. And we had giant windstorms come through. I know a lot of California was dealing with that over the weekend, but we definitely had a lot of windstorms. Did you see some of the pictures of the tumbleweeds and some of them towns in Utah, and like Dale, Utah?
I did not. No.
Little town called Dale, brand new subdivisions. They got tumbleweeds stacked up so high they can't see the cars in front of the house. It just like buried the whole town.
Wow. Tumbleweeds, though?
Tumbleweeds. There was a bunch of videos of people trying to drive their bicycles over them and stuff.
Just from the wind, huh?
Yep.
That's nuts. Well, hey, I noticed your shirt before we got started, and then I noticed my own shirt. And we got matching shirts kind of with two different designs. I just want to throw a plug out there. If you listen to this podcast regularly and you're interested, we got shirts down below. Please, we would love your support. If you're interested, support us so we can continue to support you. So that's my plug for shirts. They're down there.
Perfect plug.
Beyond that, how do you feel about a weekly riding tip?
Let's have it.
All right. This week's weekly riding tip, once again, brought to you by Bittinger Motorsports. Josh Bittinger says, drop the ego, be humble, and learn. No matter what your skill level or how many followers you have on your Instagram, there will always be someone faster and better than you. The track is the place that we learn together from each other. Take advantage of each session and listen to instructors or mentors. Every corner, every session, and every interaction in the paddock is an opportunity to learn, absorb, and grow your own skill set. Don't let your ego get in the way of your personal growth.
Have you ever let your ego get in the way of your personal growth?
You know, that's actually one of my favorite parts about Josh's tips here. Is I'm going to read through them a little bit before we film on the podcast, so I don't sound too terrible, even though I still kind of stutter here and there. But it gives me a chance to think about it. And I was sitting there thinking about this, and I was like, I think on the racetrack, I have always been humble. And I think that my own personal advice that I would give along with Josh's advice is that I would second that or back that all day, because most of the people you're going to interact with at work or in life or whatever don't do it at all. If they even ride motorcycles, they probably don't go to the racetrack. So realistically, just because you've been there already puts you up a notch from the majority of people anyway. So there's no need to have an ego about it because you do it, which is ego enough. And then, yeah, you can definitely learn better when you've got an open mind, and it's hard to have an open mind if you're dead set on how cool you are, I guess.
So I think that tip's super important, especially on a track day. But what about race day? Do we want the ego? Do we bring the ego back?
That's a good question. That is a good question. Yeah, because you can't go, whoever, the person that wants it the most, theoretically will win the race. If everything's working perfectly and whatever, right? But if you want it the most, you're going to work the hardest, you're going to get after it the most, you're going to send it the most, and all those things. And in a race, that's important if you want to win. So, coaching tip, riding tip, and learning tip, absolutely. Maybe Josh, if you're listening, let us know next week or reply on that one if that changes at all when it comes to race day, and if so, how it changes. Anyway, that'll wrap up this week's weekly riding tip. Once again, from Bittinger Motorsports. Go check him out. He's down at MSRH. That's Motor Speedway Ranch, I think. Let me Google it. I don't want to get it wrong. Motorsport Resort, Houston. That sounds better. MSRH. Miniature Schnauzer Rescue of Houston.
I don't think so. I think you're on the wrong page there.
Motor Speedway Resort, Houston. MSRH, Motor Speedway Resort, Houston. That's where Josh Bittinger's at with Bittinger Motorsports. Rider coach down there. Check him out. Link will be down in the description. And that is who was bringing us these weekly tips that we are loving so much.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Josh.
Anyway, what do we got going on this week?
Well, we should probably roll the intro.
Okay.
And then we should we got to at least touch on, we got MotoGP coming up.
That's true. That is true. Not just coming up. It's like next week when you guys see us again, it will have happened. So it's not like off in the distance anymore. It's here.
Additionally, we have the very, very important this year, the very, very important Daytona 200 on the same weekend. And the weather over there in your neck of the woods is not looking great.
That's what the weather people are saying. And it's a little bit south of me, but when you're on the coast and it's not that far south, weather tends to be pretty similar. And I can say that it hasn't been looking great so far. So who knows? Not a weather expert.
I hope the weather holds out. They've or goes away rather, maybe in this case, because there's a lot of people have traveled a long ways. Make a very exciting Daytona 200 this year. Looking forward to watching it, and it's not a good place if there's rain. So,
yeah. Well, anyway, you take your winter storm that you've got, and you just push it back out to California, and I'll do a rain dance out here or a non-rain dance, and we'll make it a good weekend.
Sounds good. Let's roll the intro.
Yesterday at one point, I was in sixth. Miles an hour.
And we're back.
We're back and live
and alive. So let's see. You didn't watch any Supercross, so we can just skip through that, even though there were people getting run over on the track after the race was over.
Yeah, not racers. I heard about that.
Yeah.
So I'm moving up in the world. I heard about it. Okay.
Them people in Florida, they thought that maybe they were at a soccer game and they needed to go tear the goalpost down after the race or whatever, but they kind of prematurely entered the racetrack.
That's because it's Daytona Bike Week. It's like homecoming, you know.
Yeah, it's
homecoming for everyone, so they gotta, hey, my team won or not, you know.
Yeah, except the Australian won again, so there was no home team.
Yeah, about that. Well, whatever. Anyway, you're right. I did not watch it. So what was next on that?
Well, it was a good race. Blah, 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 blah. We'll have to find another host to get on here so I can talk Supercross.
Okay.
But we got MotoGP. MotoGP's coming up. How excited are you? What's the excitement level over there?
Honestly, I keep forgetting. And so, like, I would say my excitement level is way lower than it should be. But it's like every day it's a surprise. Like, that's like this weekend. I'm trying to figure out when I'm going to cut out the time to watch it. Super stoked. They're back in Qatar for the opening night race. It's always a great time. Super fun out there. That grid get shaken up, shooked, and
shaken, not stirred.
I think that this weekend is going to be insane. The sprint is still around, and everyone knows how to do it this year, right?
Right.
To a degree. We've all got our strategies down. We did a full year of sprints. That was new. Now it's just part of the thing. But it's also because it comes before the race, like, man, that sprint is going to be insane. Because it's going to be the first actual, everyone's doing it, that we get to see. But you don't have to worry about tire life. You don't have to worry about long-term strategy. You don't have to worry about all those things. So you just get everyone on top of their game right off the bat, hopefully. Besides people that are going to claim that they have bike issues and whatever else. They're brilliant. But everything will be great.
Well, I hate to put you on the spot and everything, but you're out of time, man. Is there a MotoGP fantasy league I'm supposed to be looking for?
Yes, there is.
You're out of
yeah,
time.
I can. Hey, so I've got an excuse for that.
Yes, but do tell.
previously, you and I in the past have used what's called an app called
Grid Rival.
Grid Rival. Yes, thank you. Called Grid Rival. And this year, for whatever reason, Grid Rival, I think it was a great app. Had a great platform to it, whatever else. They weren't running the sprints last year, but it was still fun to use, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. They have dropped out of MotoGP for the year of 2024. They hopes to possibly come back in 2025, so we're not doing that this year, which was my plan. So that's why I'm a little bit behind, because I was waiting for them to come through, and then they didn't. So with that, you can find on the MotoGP Fantasy, which I will also have a link for down below, JKMoto Podcast Fantasy League. And I think Cole can tell us a little bit about what plans we got with that, maybe.
Since you're putting us in at the 11th hour,
it is a little late.
Let's just say there will be prizes. We'll send some more word out next week. Next week's podcast, we'll have that all buttoned up. But there will be prizes for participating. So, like Easton said, jump on the link, sign up. Let's see what you got.
Yeah. Hit the link down below. Throw your team in. This is my first year, like actually doing MotoGP's fantasy. It's a little different than what I was used to. So I got to get. I don't have an advantage over anyone. That's what I'm trying to say. You guys probably beat me, to be honest. So jump in, join us. We'll be definitely announcing the leaderboard every week, just so you guys can keep up on it. So if you don't want to have to check your phone, I'll let you know how bad you're doing, and you can get all that info here. I say that right after I say that you guys are all going to do way better than me. But yeah, link will be down below. Go join our fantasy. We'll see you guys there.
Yeah, and while you're at it, maybe send an email to Grid Rivals and tell them how irritated you are that they are not doing MotoGP, because I really like that app. It was a lot more involved, a lot more strategy involved, I think.
Yeah. From what I did do last year with MotoGP, I definitely liked the Grid Rival a little better. I don't know if anyone in the audience has if you guys have used Grid Rival before. Let me know. Let us know what you guys thought about it. We liked it a lot. Kind of sad that they aren't doing it this year. They're doing NASCAR instead. So, but yeah. Oh, Cole, we just got a doorbell.
A doorbell?
Someone's knocking on the door here.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Took me a little to get on, but I got on.
Yeah, no worries.
You're good. Hello, Greg. I'm Cole.
Hi, Cole. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I know I believe you already spoke with Easton.
Yes.
That's me. I'm Easton.
Now, wait, where are you? Okay. Easton, you're where?
I'm in South Carolina.
And you?
I'm in Utah.
Okay, there you go. That's good.
And you're in California. Correct?
California. So we're all around each other.
The entire country.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Well, we hadn't done the introduction yet, but this is Greg from Anthony's Leatherworks. And Greg, I was kind of hoping, to be honest, that I always figure the guests can give a better introduction than I can, because otherwise I have to just read something you just emailed me, and you're here anyway. So if you don't mind introducing yourself for the crowd?
Sure. My name is Greg from Anthony's Leatherworks. We started the business as a shoe repair, Anthony Shoe Repair, in 1948. Actually, we didn't start it, but Anthony did. We took over in 1990, and we were doing shoe repair ever since. We had many stores. And then around 10, 15 years ago, a local, I think it was a Yamaha dealership, came into our store and wanted something done. And my father was running the store at that time. I was in another store. And we did the work, no big deal. Mm-hmm. And they came back again and they said, wow, we want this done. And you know what? This is amazing. And my father's like, what's the big deal? They said, well, you know what? There's nobody around who could do what you just did. So my father took it upon himself to say, you know what? Let's create a business out of this. We had closed some stores and we sold some stores. So I came to my father's store and I helped build it up. We built up relationships then with Dainese, Revit, Speedy, Alpine Star, Mythos. We became authorized for that. And that built us up with the dealer network that's around the country. So now, like, let's say, for example, you have a jacket or suit that's damaged and you go to your local dealer and they say, what can I do? The dealer may end up calling the manufacturer, and the manufacturer will recommend to come to us, or the dealer will directly tell them to come to us. So we built up that network to do that, okay? And then what we did in 2020 actually was during COVID, which was a bad year, but we didn't know that. We built a relationship with Motor America. So we have, we're sponsored Motor America, and that really took us to the next level, okay? So now we're known all across the country. We get stuff all the time for that. And then maybe a couple of years after that, we created MX Boot Repair, which is over here on my shirt. We sold motocross boots, and we built up a relationship with that. We have a relationship with Alpine Star, CD, Garnet, you know, so we get directly from source from them. So we resell those as well. You know, so that's where we are, you know, and luckily we built a name for ourselves, and I'm excited to help present this to your customers, because we do a lot of track day events. You know, people come in from track days like Chuckwalla, Button Willow, you know, and Thunder Hill, and they come in a week later, they had an accident or whatever, and we ended up fixing their items. In fact, someone came yesterday, a girl came yesterday from Chuckwalla, that she got into an accident. You know, then we do alterations for people who bring in suits that needed altered, because, you know, you're not going to get everything that fits you off the rack. You know, so we do that as well. So that's where we are.
Sweet. So just to recap, I'm thinking from shoes to suits and back to shoes in the form of motocross boots.
Well, okay, yeah. So the shoes, we have a leather department. Not only shoes, we do anything leather repair. Okay. So we have a department that does leather repair. Okay, and that's how that started. Okay, with leather repair, and then now you may say, well, how did you migrate over? Well, we started because we are affiliated with Dainese. Dainese taught us how to do things properly. Okay, so we learned over time how to do things properly more than the local shop in another state who just puts a patch on and say, well, it better work. You know, we know how to make it work in the field. Okay. You know, over the years, we've built that relationship. Boots now, to go into boots, how we did that is because we used to do warranty work for Alpine Star, which is in Torrance, which is close by here. My father, many years ago, saw that they were doing boots repair. And we're like, well, wait a second. We know shoes. That's our business. So we took that on. The difference between us and Alpine Star is Alpine Star knows how to put the sole back onto the boot. We know how to fix things that go beyond that point. Like, for example, if your foot peg goes too deep and the metal is showing in the boot, so it's so deep, Alpine Star would just say, you got to buy a new boot. I can't fix that. We know how to fix that. Okay, because we know shoe repair. So we migrated the shoe repair knowledge along with the motorcycle knowledge and put it all together. And that's why we do boots.
Okay, awesome.
Well, let's talk about where you're located real quick. You're in Corona Del Mar.
Okay, well, that's a weird one. So yeah, we're in Corona Del Mar because that's where the shoe repair is. Okay, now people, you know, we're 2 blocks from the beach. Okay, which is really cool. You know, so like our employees at lunchtime, they go to the beach. Okay, in the summer. You know, the negative about that is it's difficult for people to get there. Okay, because we get a lot of people from the Inland Empire, San Diego, LA, you know, and to come all the way down is difficult, you know, but that's where the shoe repair is. I mean, there was a point during COVID where we weren't doing shoe repair because we were closed. And we thought, well, if when we open again, the life has changed, we may close the shoe repair and just open somewhere near like Dainese or Revzilla, so we're closer to that community, you know. But it didn't work out that well. It worked out well that we're doing okay with shoe repair, so I'm not going to close. But yeah, it does present a little challenge for people who want to come by.
Well, it's a beautiful area. I had breakfast at Crystal Cove last Thursday. Is that right down the beach from you, probably?
Yeah. There's I don't know if you're talking about Shake Shack. Okay,
Yeah.
there's a Shake Shack. Yeah, I take my son there sometimes, and then we go down to Crystal Cove afterwards. Yeah, that's a cool place. Well, you were out here then. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I
Travels a lot.
No.
I travel a lot, but one of my main destinations is Costa Mesa.
Okay, well, next time you're here, you could come by. We're close by. Costa Mesa is
Yeah.
the next town over.
Yeah,
that'd
well,
be great.
so sticking on the location, Greg, what about people like me that are all the way across the country from you?
Well, like I said, we do a lot online. Okay, our website, which is anthonysleatherworks.com, has abundant information about what we do, and they also have an order form. So what people normally do is they email me, and they say, I have this problem, and they send me pictures. Once they send pictures, I email them back what I think the cost structure will be around, give or take, and then they fill out the order form and send it in, and we go from there. Now, for alterations, that's a different story. If they're sending it from across the country, I deal with them on the phone. So I say, there's no more email. We have to talk on phone. And we make it work. I mean, I really harp on asking them a lot of questions and getting measurements. I have them do either videos or pictures. So when I get the item here, I can relate all that together,
Right.
One thing about our alterations is that puts us in a different level. Like I said, when we alter stuff, we make it so it's functional according to the manufacturer standards. So if somebody comes in and let's say they lost a lot of weight and they need to take off like 3 to 5 inches, let's say, and let's say
It's a terrible problem to have.
Yeah, exactly. But let's say they want to do that, but mechanically it wouldn't work that well. Okay. So we take off as much as we can without altering it. And they appreciate that because other places will do exactly what they say to do. All right, I took off 5 inches. That's what you wanted. But now the suit looks like crap,
Right.
So we don't do that. So I work with people on the phone. So by the time they call me the first time, then we might have 1 or 2 phone calls before they actually send me the item in the mail.
Okay.
But I haven't had a situation yet where we had to reduce something from, let's say, New Jersey because it didn't work out. Because I don't want us and the customer to expend more shipping costs and time because we made a mistake. Okay, so I go out of my way to make sure it's right. I verify it over and over again before they send it to me.
Okay. With that, the shipping cost is obviously a thing, but suits are not cheap. Can we dive into? I get what I'm trying to give you a chance to do is advertise a little bit why should I send my suit to you rather than just go buy a new one? Honestly.
Well, here's the thing: suits are expensive. Okay, number one. Okay, so you're going to buy a suit. Suits are like maybe if you're going to buy a suit for $600-700, then that's a different story. Okay, but you're most likely having a suit minimum of $1,400-1,500, and then up according to if it's kangaroo, airbag, or whatever. Okay, and if it's little repairs, it's worth fixing it. It's no sense in getting a new one because you broke it in already. Don't forget, when you buy a suit, you need to wear it at least 3-4 times for it to break in. Okay, we all know that, and even sometimes after that, it's not that good. Okay, sometimes it takes almost a year for it to become pliable. You know how many people I have, they can't get it on that well because it's new,
Right.
So you broke in and then you get into an accident. Okay, it's going to cost like maybe $300-400 to repair. But you know what? I don't want to deal with it. It's not that bad. And I don't want to deal with buying a new one and go through all that crap again. Or the other thing people do is a couple of years later, they have an accident, they bring it in, they fix it. But you know what? I'm going to keep this as my backup suit and I'm buying a new one. Okay, I get that all the time. So they just want it repaired so they can use it as a backup because it could be cosmetically damaged beyond repair. Okay, so I'm going to use it as a backup. Okay, because there are a lot of people who send me suits, they only have one suit. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You should have multiple, but so there's backup. So that's the reason you want to send it in. Now, as far as shipping goes, shipping is not that expensive. What people do is they go to the UPS store and they have them box it and they do everything for them. You're paying franchise rates. So you're going to pay maybe $50-80 to ship something.
Mm-hmm.
Where is if you do it online yourself, go to ups.com, put it in a nice compact box, and then just drop it off at the UPS store. You're going to pay like 30, 40 bucks. And this is from a suit, I would say from Florida, maybe 50 bucks.
Okay.
To ship, okay, which is not that difficult. But I've seen these people ship suits from Florida for 150 bucks because they went to a place, okay? And that's what I need to educate people, because that is a deterrent.
Right.
It's like, well, I don't want to do this anymore. It's way too much money. But then when I ship it back, I show them the rate, and they're like, oh, wow, now I know for next time,
Right.
Well, there you go.
So
tip number one.
Shipping is an issue. Shipping is an issue. Yeah.
All right. Can we talk about kangaroos, Greg?
No, kangaroo. I don't understand California. Okay. And I hope the governor's not listening to this. I mean, if he is, that's great. But
I hope
kangaroo is getting ridiculous. I mean, we have access to kangaroo leather because I get it from Dainese.
Okay.
But like, for example, I ran out of kangaroo leather. They're even having problems now. So what happens is kangaroo leather has to go through Vegas before it comes to California.
Okay.
I'm like, are you kidding me? So, but forgetting that, your thing is about kangaroo. Kangaroo is good because it's lightweight and it's flexible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The only downfall of that is it's not as strong as cow. Okay. So if you get into an accident, you might abrase it faster than you would a cowhide. Okay. But I mean, from a point of me holding these suits up every day, oh my God, kangaroo is like light as hell, compared to the cow. But the thing is, like I said, I have kangaroo leather. So when people need to replace a panel or something, I have that material available. Okay. But yeah, I see a lot of kangaroo suits come in, but obviously they're not getting it from California.
Right.
Right.
But your state's probably allowed that, right?
I've never bought kangaroo. I think it was, halfway through the year, we made a joke about how every time you put a hole in your suit, you have to get a smaller kangaroo rather than a full-size kangaroo to get the patch size required. Anyway, it was a joke, right? Maybe. I don't do repair. It could possibly not be a joke. I was hoping to be educated by you on that. But
the only thing about kangaroo, because kangaroo has a layer on top of it. So, for example, like someone brings in a white suit that they want dyed black or blue or whatever, okay, to match shark bite. The problem with kangaroo is you have to take off the top layer before you re-dye it. It's not like cowhide. Okay, so cowhide you could just apply it right on top, but kangaroo you can't. Okay, so kangaroo has a lot of different properties to it as well. Okay. But it's expensive. It's more expensive, obviously, to buy a kangaroo suit, but the benefits of it when you're riding are amazing. Because you need something lightweight when you're riding. You don't want the big one, like the Z leathers. You don't want something heavy. Or Vanson, for example. Where they're heavy thing. It's like, how am I gonna ride? Maybe the baggers could do it, but not the regular guys.
So, also, I guess going back to your break-in comment, some suits could take up to a year or more to break in. Would kangaroo leather have a shorter break-in period also?
Oh, yeah. I actually, to be honest, I haven't had many people come in with kangaroo with problems, wood fitting. Okay. I mean, not with fitting, with it breaking in.
Right.
After kangaroo will break in right away. Because it's
good to know.
You could feel when you hold the two leathers together, you could feel the difference. I mean, I learned that because I'm not the repair guy, but when I ordered kangaroo and regular leather from Dainese, you could close your eyes, you could feel the difference.
Well, and the shipping cost has got to be a little bit less too, right?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. No, you're right. I mean, you pull a Mythos suit. Mythos cowhide is heavy as crap. But when you get a kangaroo, it's like, is this a suit? But the thing is, unfortunately, we put the airbag in, it doesn't matter. It's heavy anyway. So
right.
But,
all right. Well, that answers a few of my kangaroo questions. I don't know, Cole, if you had any other kangaroo questions, but
no, I think you've killed the kangaroo. There's big ones, small ones, all the kangaroos.
There you go. You got them all.
We don't kill any animals on this show. All right.
No, you don't. But anyway, so
are you still doing the drop boxes at Moto America? Sorry,
I'm glad you said that. So when we first started with Motor America, we did that to help with the shipping as well, so people don't have to ship it. Unfortunately, this year we stopped that program. We weren't getting that much. What happens is I go to some events, so I learn what's happening, okay? So I went to New Jersey 2 years ago, and I saw what happens is there's a booth there of a guy in the Midwest who repairs suits on the spot. He has a whole tent and he has all sewing machines and everything in there. So then I figured why I'm not getting many suits from the East Coast, but when it's on the West Coast, like Laguna Seca or Coda, I'm getting it. Okay, but I'm not getting it from there. And I realized why. So I'm glad I went. So, they're sending me the suits anyway for the big stuff. Okay, but like that day, they need something fixed right away. They're going to that guy. So last year, we didn't get that many suits. And there's a lot of back behind the scenes stuff that has to go to make that work. So it didn't make sense anymore because they're going to send me the suits anyway. Okay, regardless. So we stopped that program. So I think I told Motor America, I said, segue into it because people are going to come. I mean, if they come and they're bringing a suit and they're like, oh, too bad. When they call me, I'll make the necessary adjustments. I'll work with them.
Okay.
We'll do it offline, but it just didn't happen with,
Yeah, I mean, there has to be a trade-off. You have to get the volume worth it to make a program worth it.
Yeah,
so.
It was a good idea. It was a good idea, and it helped the people so they don't have to pay the shipping to give me. But the other problem was I didn't get it in time either. Okay, right. There was some problem either after, because there's so many people involved in Motor America that had to make this work for me. Mm-hmm. Okay, that it wouldn't get to the UPS store in time, and then I get it a week after later, but the guy needs it for the next race in Alabama in 2 weeks. It was too much stress.
Yeah,
for that.
That's fair. It is fair. So on that though, Cole, go ahead.
I was just going to say, is it a fair question? What percentage of your business are Moto America racers versus regular track day riders or club racers?
I would say it's more so like maybe 70% track riding. Okay. Because here's the thing with Motor America too. You're talking about racers. A lot of racers get their suits comped or whatever. Okay.
Right.
So I may see their suits only midstream and mid-time until the sponsors buy me a new suit. Okay. Mm-hmm. Like I got 4 races left and my new suit's not coming till the end of the year. So can you fix this for me? Okay. Like one of my jokes is we have a logo. Okay. Our logo we put on on the suits. We have a leather patch. And I have not to this day got a customer that's always on a podium. I'm dying for it to be on a podium so people can see my name. Okay. Right. I had one in Royal Enfield. She was going to be on the podium, but she didn't. She couldn't wear the suit. The suit didn't work for her, and she was on the podium, but not with my suit because it didn't work for her. Okay. And then not Jay Gagne. I forget who it was, but a couple of years ago, I did a Tai Chi suit and I put logos on it. But in New Jersey, if I remember, or whatever was before that, he got into an accident. So he never wore my suit. So, I love to get high-end racers. I'm getting the other racers, but I'm not getting the podium racers because I don't think they may not fix their stuff as much. They just get new. They have like 5 suits extra, and one falls, they throw it away. But track day, I get a lot of those.
Man, can you imagine waking up in the morning for a track day and you open your closet and there's just 7 suits? You're like, what do I wear today?
I know exactly. It's amazing that way. But but we get a lot. This weekend, next week I'm riding at Chuck Wallace. I need my suit. I get a lot, and then I do a lot of AFM suits too, for the doctor organization as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Motor America is big, but it's not the race. It's more of the community that's hearing about me than the actual racers. But I do get. But lately, what I've been doing is like I got one coming in. He wants all the Motor America patches on it. So. If I do other work, I say, I'll give you a discount. Can I put my patch on? So, in fact, if you go to the Motor America website and look at all the racers, you'll see 2 of them have my patch on. Okay, they're wearing my suits. So I try to get around it.
So is that something besides repair and alterations? If I went and got a suit and then brought it to you, you mentioned dye earlier, and now you're mentioning patches. So, like, is that a good option for? I'm looking for kind of a custom design.
Well, yeah. So people come in, they want logos. Okay, we have a couple things. One, we have we can make. I wish I had some with me. We make a patch, okay, but we make it out of leather. Okay, I have a resource that he has a machine that cuts it the color for the leather. Okay, but then we also put your name on it, individual letters. Okay, we could put individual letters, and usually we put that on the butt, your name. Okay, and then as far as dyeing, yeah, they come in with a white suit. They want one leg dyed blue, one leg dyed like red. They want a whole different schematic. I even had people, they just want the whole thing all black, everything all black. So, but keep in mind, we can only go darker. We can't go lighter.
Okay, I was going to ask that.
Yeah, no.
Keep mentioning white suits. I'm like,
no. There's a couple. There are a couple limitations. One is you can't go lighter because you have to put a base coat on it, and you'd have to put so much on it that it's going to look like plastic. Number one. Okay. Number two, when you scuff it, it's going to come off. I did a racer for his boots. He needed it for a photo shoot, and he wanted it flow yellow. Okay, we did that. But he knew that after that race, he could never use it. And guess what? It did come off. Okay. But so you don't do that. It was black. You want to flow yellow. Okay. Number two, fluorescence. To do fluorescence, it has to be solid white. Okay. If it's dirty or if it's got a scratch on it, it's not going. Fluorescence are water-based dyes, and it's really, really difficult to cover. Okay. We try to put base coats on it, but it's difficult. Like, for example, let's say you have a white suit that you crash and you got all black abrasions all over, right? So when we fix, not a white suit, I'm sorry, let's say it was flow yellow and it got abrased and we're fixing it again. When it's done, you'll see pebbleized black in it from the thing. But if it was solid yellow, you wouldn't even know. Okay, so fluorescents are a challenge, to do that.
I had a question. I lost it.
So swinging back to alterations, what recommendations do you have? So I'm a guy, I'm kind of odd shaped, broad shouldered, big torso, but short little legs. And I finally gave up on buying suits off the rack recently and started getting custom suits built. But what recommendation would you have for purchasing a suit knowing that you're going to have to alter it?
Okay. By me saying this, I'm not disparaging custom, okay, because we are authorized for Mythos, so we do measurements for them. But in my book, the only reason you would want a custom suit is, one, you're racing, you need super tight fit that nothing else could give. Or two, my body is so interesting that whatever size I get, I got to do so much alterations to it, okay? And so that's the thing. So with alterations, you want to minimize the amount of alterations you do for two reasons. One, we charge based on each section we're altering. So the more you alter, the more it's going to cost. Two is the more alteration you do, it's like, I'm altering a whole suit. You might as well get a custom suit then. Obviously, you got a problem. Now, that being said, this is the misconception people have. So your situation, let's say you're bigger in the torso area, right? In the chest area and all that. Okay. So what people do is they get a big suit that fits them here, but now their arms are too big and long and their legs are too big and long. That kind of work is going to cost a lot of money because they have 2 arms, 2 legs, right? So what you do is you get a smaller suit. The smaller suit, hopefully your legs and your arms will fit perfectly, but I can't zip it up. That's one alteration. I have to add to it, but unfortunately people think that when you have to add to it, oh, that's going to be a big job. No, it doesn't matter if I have to add or delete. It's the amount of alterations I got to do. Okay. So because everybody ends up buying the biggest suit so they could close it. Okay, now they got all these other issues that they didn't realize. Okay, so that's what you want to do. But the common alteration we do obviously are chest, and not only for weight to fit the airbag. Okay, right. So it's got to fit the airbag. Okay, and two, the knees. The knees are not always in the right place. So you've seen it. You're on the track. You're pulling the knees up so you can put the boots on. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then when you're riding, you're pulling the knees up. Okay. So the knees are not right place, or the elbows are in the right place. You're ending up when you're going like this to get it normal. Okay. So those are common alterations we do. The knees or the elbows. You know, a lot of people have that problem. Okay. You're not going to find a suit off the rack that fits perfectly. But like I said, if it's one or two alterations, it's better to just get something off the rack that you know is going to fit everywhere than to go to the expense of a custom suit that if you gain or lose weight, you're screwed.
Right.
You know? I mean, think about it. I can't understand it. You buy a custom suit, it takes 4 or 5 months to come. What happens if you change your weight? You know? I mean, it's tough. It's tough, and the thing we don't like, not we don't like doing, but it's harder to do alterations on custom suits than on off the rack suits because the custom suit is made for you. So if I touch something, I'm gonna hit something else.
Right. So
we try to avoid that. You know, I mean, we've seen that before. Like people get it from Turkey or whatever, you know, over there, and it's just not fitting right. You know. But so that's my take on custom versus, you know, off the rack. Why do any of you have custom?
I have a custom suit and bison.
Oh, okay. They're good, I heard.
Yeah, it fit really well, better than anything I've been able to get off of a shelf, of course. Hopefully, you know. That's why
one would hope.
Yeah, one would hope. Yeah, I've been happy with it, but I think Easton was kind of eyeballing me when you were talking about the weight changes because I suffer from that a bit. You know, I'm up, I'm down, and the suit's always changing. You know, I still have my off-the-shelf Alpine Star, you know, suits in the trailer. They're my backups, like you mentioned. And just to go back to breaking in, I have a suit at Easton's house, actually, so that I can ride when I travel out to the East Coast. And the last time we went and did a track day out there, man, I threw that suit in. It's an old suit. You know, I've been wearing it for years. Man, that suit was nice. It felt like it was made for me.
It's like an old friend.
Yeah, you see, it's an older suit. Okay, there you go. So to answer your question before, why should I repair it instead of buying a new one? There you go. Because it's an old friend. So, Mr. Cole, if you had an accident with that suit, would you repair it?
The trick there is probably not because it's that $700 variety.
Oh, okay. Well,
so maybe I wouldn't, but
yeah, I mean,
not kangaroo. So,
well, yeah, okay. I mean, if it's that cheap, that's different. You know, I mean, well, it depends on the repair too. I mean, if it's a small repair, it's probably worth fixing it anyway. And as far as I don't know if you want to go into because you mentioned you have a lot of suits you keep. Do you clean your suits?
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you about that. I seen on your website you have a lot of cleaning stuff, and
this is news to me. I don't know if I want to put that out in public, but I've never even thought about that.
Well, here's the problem. So you have a suit that you sweat in, okay, and you see with the gloves too. You sweat and they become hard as a rock. Okay, they become like construction paper. And I've seen suits where guy is racing and then he's going to another country, and he puts it in his bag. He gets out of the country, he puts out this mold all over. Okay, because it was wet when it went in there. Okay, so our process, we have a 3-step process of cleaning. It's desalting, shampooing, and conditioning. Desalting gets rid of all the salt stains, the sweat, the smell that accumulates in there. Okay, that's why it becomes unpliable. So over time, if you don't do that, especially with gloves, you start wearing it and you wonder why it's ripping all over the place because the threads aren't holding anymore because it's not pliable anymore. When we first started doing this kind of business, we took a pair of gloves in that was hard as a rock. We didn't know any better. Let's shampoo it. So we have our scrub brush, we're shampooing it, and it's ripping all over now. because it wasn't pliable. So we had to desalt. We learned that we need to desalt it first.
What does that process look like? If you don't mind diving a little deeper into that.
Okay, so you take it. The salter's a spray. Okay, you just spray it on. We sell it on our website. It's a spray, and you spray it on the inside. Okay, you do it on the inside. You just spray it. It's like water. Okay, and then on the outside you spray it, and then if it's really bad, you rub into it with a cloth. Okay, and you could do it as many times as you want until you feel that you're getting the satisfaction you want. And then when you're done, you could, if you need to, you shampoo it. We have a shampoo that you get a scrub brush and you just shampoo it. Now, shampooing for comedy purposes, and it's not really comedy. Actually, Alpine started promoting this. I'm surprised. So shampooing, they say, if you want to clean your thing, put it in the bathtub. Okay. I'm like, are you joking me? Put it in the bathtub? So they put it in a bathtub, and then you just let it sit there, okay? But it's drying the whole thing out, number one.
So I can't wear it into the bathtub?
Well, you could try, but you know.
But you said drying out. I don't really want to just sit.
No.
I thought we were going to take a bath in the suit, but all right.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad what they're recommending. But going back to that, if you shampoo or if you desalt, it takes off the top layer, so you have to end with conditioner. So let's say you're riding one weekend, and it's not dirty, but you sweat a lot that day, or it rained, whatever, and you're going to put it away for a week. You desalt the thing first, and then when you achieve the results you want, then you condition again. Okay, so you don't have to always shampoo it. You only shampoo when it's dirty, okay? Our shampoos are good because white suits, for example, you see how they get really dirty, right?
Right.
So I took a white suit in once, and I tried to get the guy to refinish it, re-dye it, because I thought it was so messed up that it's going to look like crap. He didn't want to do that. So we shampooed it. And when it got back, I said to him, I'm glad you didn't dye it. Look how damn good it came out. Yeah, okay, there were some areas that the color's gone, but it was, so our shampoo is good. So those are things you need to do on a regular basis to keep the suit healthy. I mean, I've had people bring in suits that they doused in gasoline, and we're able to get it out. I'm serious. Gasoline, the next day we come in the store, it smells like a friggin' shop in the store. Okay, I'm serious. The gas is all over the place. But over a week, when we play with it, if you go right near it, you smell it, but it's a hell lot better.
Right.
Okay? There was only one suit that he doused so bad, I had to replace the whole section below the leg.
This isn't the same person coming in.
No, it's a different person. I want
to goes home and just pours. You know, I mean, I can attest to that a little bit, I guess, when you're filling up these bikes and you're tired and, you know, it's your third or fourth session of the day and those jugs just go. They don't. I've overflowed a couple gas tanks in my day, but when you said the guy came back in and it was so bad, I just imagine this guy's just going home and like, well, how much gas can they get out of this thing?
I thought it was a situation where, like in football, where they put Gatorade over your head. I thought maybe they were putting gasoline over. I didn't know. You know, I mean,
I think there's some sort of regulation against that, but you know, maybe we should try it. I don't know.
Exactly. But the point is, our things work that way. Okay. So I took a suit in recently. It was so old that the minute you touch it, you put your finger in, the threads all come right out. You know, because it's so dry. You know, I mean, there's been some suits like that we just said, I'm sorry, we can't do anything. You know, we could desalt us till we're blue in the face. It's just beyond the point of
right.
You know,
but you said you sell those products on your website, so
yeah, it's a kit. We sell on Amazon and our website.
Okay.
I wish I had some with me, but yeah, it's our name on it, and we sell it in the kit. It's like I think like $46 for all three of them. You know,
okay,
and
that is news. I'm going to add that to cart because I didn't even know or think about that.
Yeah, no, it's really good to have that. I mean, you spend all this money on a suit, you want to keep it in good shape, you know. You know, and the smell too. Forget that. I mean, I don't want to go over the body odor now. I mean, oh my God, when I come in the store in the morning, woo! Wow.
That's why I thought we were taking a bath in them, right? You get it off the suit, off of you, just. Total
first of all, take a bath yourself anyway. Hey, forget the friggin' suit, take a bath.
Yeah,
but yeah, we have people who come in, racers who or track people, whatever, at least 3 times a year. They do it in the beginning of the season, middle of the season, end of the season. Okay. Because at the end of the season, you better do it because you're going to put it away for a couple of weeks or maybe a month or so. You're going to get screwed up if you don't clean the damn thing. It's not going to be worth anything when you pull it out when you start racing again, you know? So we try to promote that as well, you know?
Well, you're making me feel like I'm kind of a dirty pig. So here I am. I don't know if you can see that.
That's it.
But there it is on Amazon. And we're gonna hit buy now.
You can use it for your $700 suit.
Yeah.
Now, going into that for a second, where did you get your suit from? I don't mean to pin you on this, but
which one? I tend to put bikes on the ground occasionally, and I usually just throw the suits in the garbage and go get another one.
No, I mean, do you get it from a guy online? Or you get it from like Pakistan or something like that? Have you done
my bison suit I got from
not bison. Bison's a good suit. Yeah, bison's good. But that was $700.
So the $700 one, the $700 one I'm speaking of, it's when I first got into this sport, it was the cheapest entry of Alpine Star.
Oh, okay. Forget that then. Now, what I was gonna say was, people who get suits from the Middle East and all that. Okay, what happens is, and like for example, the shirt I'm wearing right now, I built up a relationship with a guy in Baltimore who makes suits from Pakistan, right? And I wanted to build a relationship with him. He said, Greg, I can't do anything with you because our suits are not made to readjust. Okay, if you take it apart, it falls apart. That's why I didn't mean if it was Alpine Star, that's different, obviously. But yeah, so I tell people, like, someone brought a fake Dainese suit. Oh my God, it was so fake, you wouldn't believe how fake it was. They didn't even match the shoulder plates, right? And when we took it apart and put it back together again, you're like, are you serious? This is the kind of work you do? No, because it wasn't able to put back together again normal, you know? So you want to get a good suit. You know, you want to get something that, I mean, I tell people, if you're getting entry level suit, you want that cheap suit from Pakistan, go for it. You know, because then when you start learning how to ride better and you know what's important to you, you know that that's not going to be a suit for you. Okay. Right. But at least you only spent $400 or $500 learning, you know, and then, and you know, you want the good armor, you want the kangaroo, you know, you want an airbag, that kind of stuff, you know. Proper support in the legs, you know.
Kangaroo, blue kangaroo, red kangaroo, white kangaroo, all the colors of kangaroo. So you get that color suit.
Oh, the other thing people misunderstand is about the legs. Boots, going to boots. You wear your boots outside or inside?
Outside.
Outside. You? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Outside.
So you're wearing them outside. But let's say you want to switch and you want to wear it on the inside. Okay. So people are like, what the hell do I do? We could adjust it accordingly. We could add leather or take it away. Okay. Somehow people don't think that way. Okay. But I mean, because people do it all the time with custom suits, they buy them, but they forgot that they want to wear different kind of boots. So we have to add material so they could put it on the inside. Right. Okay, so that's important to know also, because and then the other thing is with boots, it's common, I think, with Alpine Star boots, not that easy. Alpine Star boots, sometimes your leg is so big that you can't zip it up at all. Right. I mean, you could zip it up maybe half a way up, it doesn't matter. So we found a way that we can make the boot larger. We put more accordion inside to make it larger.
With the boot, you're saying?
Yeah, with the boot.
Okay, because I believe Alpenstars in general design their pants to go inside and their boots to be on the outside. But I've definitely had a problem where I stopped wearing boot length socks, because if I had the socks and the suit on, my boots wouldn't go around all of that. So
yeah, exactly. So we could alter that stuff. Or the other thing is, you're wearing the boots. the Dainese boots. They have armor inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
But your pants have armor too. Okay.
Right.
So now you can't get the damn thing on. So we decided, and customer agreed, let's take the armor out of the boot. I mean, out of the pants. Why you need double armor? So we took the armor out. It got the boots on perfectly. Okay. Somehow these manufacturers don't think about those things, you know. So we come up with different things to do it, you know.
I noticed. I think the trend's changing, Easton. I noticed World Superbike a week ago or whatever. A bunch of the riders that were showing up to the podium, they all had the boots on the inside of their suits.
Boots on the inside, huh? I'm not going to hop on that, but I will keep an eye out for it now that you mention it. I've noticed it. So the ones that I have noticed have been Dainese, and not in professional racing per se, but just around the paddock and whatever, usually more often than not. The brands that I have noticed where people are wearing the pants on the outside was always a Dainese suit. On the
boots, Dainese does it. Yeah. So because they alternate, they wear Dainese boots and they wear Alpine Star pants. Right. So you have to make an adjustment because that's not how it was set up to be. You know,
that's why brand loyalty is so important.
Well, everybody's got a different thing.
Yeah.
So sticking on the boots for a minute, when you repair a boot, you were mentioning soles. What if? So I have a nice pair of boots that I love. They're also an old friend, but the shifters wore out the leather on the top of the boot. Everything else is in great working order. Is that worth trying to get fixed?
So toe shifter pads, are they? You sure the toe shifter pads not rubber? It's leather.
Mm-hmm. No, but the way I shift, it's not in the right spot on those.
No, but the toe shifter pad's usually like a rubber material, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Okay. So we can replace that. It's like $70 a boot to do that. Okay. So if the boot's in good shape, it's worth doing it. You know, it's got a plastic. It's more plastic that's on there, and that's why they crack and mess up. We have a rubber composite that we put on there. Okay. So it lasts longer. It's still strong. It's still strong for the application, but it wears better.
So what if, as Cole was kind of mentioning, foot peg, all that boot position is a little bit off, and I'm shifting just in front of that, and the leather is worn out. Is that something you can repair that leather and possibly move that pad on the boot?
Yeah. Well, no. You mean the toe shifter pad? Move it?
Mm-hmm.
No. I mean, it's really set up for that one area. You know, I mean, if we move, you can move it. It's just going to look weird, I guess. You know, like for example, on the legs, on your knees.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're riding, you have the puck, but you end up putting the puck in a different place. Okay, for your riding style. So what we have to do is we have to add more Velcro to compensate for that puck area. So same thing with the boots. Same idea.
Okay.
You know, we just add more surface area. You know, I mean, it looks a little funny because it's bigger now. It's a different shape, but you got to do what you got to do. Like a girl came yesterday. She says, when I'm riding on the inside of my leg, and actually had a big hole in the inside of the leg. So what she wanted was, after you fix a hole, put Velcro over that, so I can put my puck over there then.
Right.
You know, so it goes in different place. So yeah, you get that all the time, you know. So we could do that, you know.
Okay, good deal. Oh, I was going to ask you. So we kind of got your backstory on how you got into motorcycles. You said a Yamaha rider or dealer or whatnot came in and back in the day gave you a suit, and you guys did such a good job with it. Kind of experience, you know, as the years have progressed. Obviously, you're sponsoring Moto America now, but how do you guys get out into our world, if you will, to make sure that you've got experience with what we're doing?
Well, luckily, our guy we have has been here for a while. He got trained by Dainese because many years ago, Dainese decided to bring their master tailor from Italy over here because they wanted to do work here. So that gave us the advantage of learning from her how to do things. So that's where we got it from mostly. And then because I deal with the manufacturers, I deal with like a lot of warranty stuff. So I talk to the warranty people about new things that are coming up or you know, differences that I need to know about, you know. But we haven't had many problems yet where we got something that we didn't know what to do with it, you know. I mean, okay, the airbags are a situation. So when it's the airbag, they're like Type 10, I would call someone at Alpine Star, like Keith, for example, okay, and get information from them. Or if they're using a new zipper, which that happened once, I would ask, where are you getting these zippers from? What's going on there? You know, so I work with them to get more information on how to do things, you know. Like we put this guy had an old Speedy suit, no accordion panels in it at all. And he wanted to put a Tech 10 airbag in it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was at Laguna Seca that weekend, and Heath was there from Alpine Star, and I showed him what we're doing. He was laughing. He's like, "Are you serious? You're going to put that in that old suit? Are you joking me?" We ended up putting an accordion because I get accordion from Mythos. So I have actual leather accordion, and it worked. It worked. I mean, it cost a lot. He wanted to do it because he liked the suit. So I'm assuming it worked because he never called me back. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, so we do. I just, if there's something interesting, radical I'm doing, I'm going to pass it on to the manufacturer and get their opinion first.
Okay.
You know, and like I said, Alpine Star's close by, Dainese is in Costa Mesa, so I use those as my resource. Okay, right. And basically, if you get, I don't want to put them on a pedestal, but if you get information from them, that's like the whole industry. Okay, right?
Yeah,
you know, so it's fine. You know, okay. There's some manufacturers that do things differently than others, but we adapt accordingly. Like for example, Dainese on their knees. When you put Velcro on the knees, they do different stitching than Alpine Star does. It's the same damn thing. It just says it's a gimmick, you know, saying that ours more supportive. So, like for example, if I have to switch Velcro and Dainese, I charge more money than Alpine Star because I have to do it their way. So the point I'm saying is I will adapt to whatever the manufacturer has there. I'm not going to just do my own thing and say this is how we're going to do it because I did it for the other suit. I'm going to do it for this one. You know, we try to follow the guidelines because I built up a relationship with the manufacturers. And one of the reasons I built up also, not for reputation, but to get parts. It took me 8 years to get parts of Dainese. 8 years. And now I could just pick up a phone, call Italy, and come up with parts. Okay. Revit, it took me 2-3 years to get parts. Okay. Somehow these manufacturers don't want to let go of their parts. You know, Tai Chi also. Because you know Audrey from Liberty, and I think in Arizona, no, she runs Liberty motorcycle shop. Anyway, she's the Tai Chi authorized dealer. Okay, she tells Tai Chi. So I built a relationship with her so I could get parts now for Tai Chi. You know, because I want people to come in and I want them to know that, like you said, why should I repair it or why can't I go to another guy? I want them to know that I can get the parts for it. You know, I can get the OEM parts and not just put whatever I have. You know, but if that the situation does arise, I tell people that's the way it's going to be because nobody can get the parts. You know, I'm not saying I'm the best, but if I can't get the parts, I'm at the end. A lot of people can't either. You know, like I'm the only one in the United States who gets Dainese parts. Nobody else does Dainese parts. Okay. You know, like I just ordered kangaroo, okay, and he's going to get kangaroo for me. And they're going to have a hell of a time getting it here, but it's going to come, you know, to that kind of stuff. So that's what it is with parts.
I think Easton needs to start taking donations for a kangaroo suit.
You know, it sounds better and better, but I was thinking about it. It's an interesting thought. And I've actually been in the back of my head kind of rolling over that very question. Like, is it time to make the switch? And you mentioned that a kangaroo is going to less abrasion resistant, if you will, get more wear out of a cowhide than you would a kangaroo hide.
Yeah.
I'm a very lightweight person, and so in my head I'm almost like as nice as a kangaroo would be, I personally might stick with cowhide just because of the life I should get out of it.
Why, do you get in accidents a lot or damage or
no
well, you should try kangaroo. Go to your local store and try one. You know,
that's a good point.
You should try it anyway because you might be like, "Wow, this is amazing." You know, because it's the same thing with boots. I don't know how much you know about motocross boots, but you got the Tech 10 boots, right? Or
Mhm.
Tech 7 boots, and you have the old Tech 10 and Tech 7 where the soles are wide, are deeper, and the new ones are thinner, right? But the newer ones, they wear less. Okay, you go through the foot peg faster.
Mhm.
I got customers who call me. They say there's two schools of thought. One is, yeah, I have to replace it faster, but man, I'm getting the best ride of my life with that. Or other people like, it's not doing anything for me. I don't want to pay every 3 months to get a new sole. Same thing with suits. If you're going to get a better ride out of it, right?
Yeah. No, I definitely see that point. I think my biggest issue right now is the last suit I bought was an Alpenstars that I got for $300. So anyway,
Where are you getting suits for $300 from? Wow.
Well,
He's a thrifty shopper.
I was at a store where there was one sitting on a shelf. Actually, it was just hanging up, and it was on sale for $600 because someone had came in and ordered a special size that was not normally stocked there, and then he never came back to get it, and so it was marked off. And that same shop happened to have a 40% off sale on all their apparel that day, and so I looked at the person at the counter. I was like, "Would you consider your suit over there apparel?" And the person was like, I don't think so. I'm like, you know what? That's fine. I'm just asking. And then the counter person was like, well, let me go check. And the manager came back. He's like, does it fit? I said, yep, it fits. It's like, sure, get it out of here. I don't want to see it anymore. So I got a very good deal because I was willing to ask a question and they happened to just need it gone. It was taking up shelf space. But anyway, that's a different, not everyone can be so lucky, No,
but we could promote you to be a personal shopper for other people.
Yeah. Leave a comment down below if you need me to go find you a deal on a suit.
Exactly. I'll be out of business, so be it.
He left the part of the story out where he shops in the children's section because of his size.
Whoa. We've been over the fact that Mark Marquez and I are the same size. So
that's the next topic. Children.
That's a good topic. All right.
Children, not many suits out there. Okay.
Right.
So I did Plus, Plus, PLUS. He's a local guy here in California, but he is from Pakistan. Okay. But he does it here. So because if you're gonna do children's suits, it's got to be mostly custom. Okay. Right. So what people do is, because this is a selling point for me. So because it's hard to get those again, we alter them. So I have a guy that I'm doing it for, and I added more to it so he could wear it for next year or so.
Okay. Right. I was going to ask about that because I'm like, I feel like that's the hardest part is if you've got children that are racing or you're still growing yourself, you buy a suit and who knows, halfway through the season, you could hit a random growth spurt and be grown out of it. So is that something where you buy a couple sizes big, bring it into you and
no, you just buy it to fit you. You buy it to fit you at that time.
Yes, we talked about that part already.
Yeah, you buy it to fit you at that time. Then we alter it to make it bigger. Okay, because it's really difficult. There's not many. Mythos used to make kid suits. I think they stopped because it's too costly. It's very costly to make a kid suit. So what people do, like I said, they get the cheaper ones from like Pakistan and all that. I don't know if Bison does that. It'd be interesting to find out if Bison does that. Because it's. I mean, here's the thing: we want the industry to grow, and the kids are the future. Yep. So if you're not going to supply to that thing, what are you doing?
Yep.
Right. I always wondered that. I mean, you're saying, I understand it's costly, but find a way to make it work, And luckily we're finding a way to make it work where we're promoting it where buy the suit and then we'll add on to it so you could wear it for at least 2-3 more years.
Okay. So you would say that you are able to kind of maintain that average of at least 2, maybe even 3 years of use out of a single kid suit, or
you can. I mean, like I did one a while ago where it fit him fine. See, it depends on your body type too. Like this kid came in, he wasn't growing out big, so he still was thin enough, but he was growing long.
Right.
So he couldn't. The arms and the legs were too short now, so we added to that. Okay, But it also depends, like we just said, it depends on their body type too. I mean, you're right. There might be some situations that it's not worth even repairing because they just grew too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm talking about a normal growth pattern.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about a growth where they gained 50 to 100 pounds because they ate too many cheeseburgers. Okay.
Easy on the cheeseburgers. Easy.
Yeah, that's it. I'm talking normal growth spurts,
Right.
by maintaining your same body type,
Yep.
And so, so that's an interesting thing too. I don't know if Alpine Star does kid suits either.
I can say that they definitely have a youth suit, a singular youth suit, but I don't think it's made for anyone under the age of 10.
Oh, I didn't know that. So they make one for 10. Okay.
Yeah. Let me actually, before I go quoting something that's not true, let me look that up real quick.
Because I don't know. I never seen that. Like I said, the most kid suits I saw were off non-name brand.
Right.
Okay. That were made from other countries. Okay. I never saw Dainese, never saw an Alpine Star. Okay. For that. And you could look at it yourself. Go to like the Mini Cup in Motor America and see what they're wearing. Okay, or in MotoGP. What's that organ? I forget the organ, but the kids are. See what they're wearing. Okay, fine. They might have maybe they, because they're good racers, the manufacturer decide to make a special one for them. Okay,
Right.
but it's not a normal thing. Okay.
So just to back this up, Alpenstar's youth, youth GP +1 leather suit. So they've got two suits, and then I get in their size guide. We're talking American sizes here, but they only do the Euro sizes. So size 120 Euro youth is for a height of 46.5 to 49.8 inches, so about 4 foot tall.
Right. Okay.
So that's your smallest size, all the way up to just under 5 foot. Would be their biggest size, 59.8.
Okay, there you go. So you buy that and then you alter it accordingly as they grow,
Yeah, I'm just kind of bummed out now because that price is pretty good and I don't fit in it. So anyway.
How much is it?
700 brand new from their website.
Oh, okay. And you got yours for 300. Go figure.
Yeah, crazy.
But again, because kid suits are a little more costly in general.
Yeah,
right. So it is what it is. But anyway, so that's what we're doing.
Well, there's definitely some amazing, very small kids on like pocket bikes. If you're looking around on Instagram and stuff, and they're always all in full leather suits.
Yeah. No, a lot of kids I know are starting to do this sport more.
Which is good. I mean, that's what we need.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we need. So we need to, go accordingly. Then you got. Okay, then let's go to the next one. Then you got women.
Okay.
Women wearing suits. Okay. That's a tough one. Okay. Especially when you got the big bust. So we do alterations for that. I've done that too, where I've taken suits and added so much room so they could zip it up, or they buy men's suits, because see, that's the thing. One lady bought a big men's suit so she could close on her bust. But again, I told her she'd return it because everything else was screwed up now.
Right.
So I told her to go get a smaller one that you can't close, and we'll add to it. But or the thing is the bust or the hips. The hips are a problem too, because some girls have the bigger hips. So it's interesting, and I think Dainese, was it Dainese or Alpine? So one of them doesn't cater very well to women. Well, someone told me. So
interesting. So is that? I mean, it just brings up a question because I feel like in general, women are more likely to have such a broad range of sizes. Whether that's just because women's clothes in general are designed kind of crazy, or I mean, everyone's different shapes and sizes, right? Every single person, but in general, I think men tend to be more
uniform.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're Menard.
Do you see yourself getting more female customers than male, or because the sport is also so?
No. I mean, I get my share of female, but no, mostly all male.
Okay,
mostly male. I get some female customers, but a lot of female customers that I have gotten, they've gotten custom suits because they couldn't find anything that fit them right. Okay, so they got the cheaper suits. Like I got, she got a 4SR suit. You know that one too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So women they just get frustrated, with it, so they feel they have to only get custom. Okay. Right. But there's been a few women that I've been able to deal with and figure it out for them, but there's others that it just doesn't work, because like you said, body style,
Right.
So but yeah, women aren't as predominant. I'm not getting that much.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it would surprise me if they're 10% of the paddock, 1 out of every 10 of your customers.
Yeah, but since women have increased since Motor America sold Royal Enfield. Okay, since Motor America sold Royal Enfield, women have I've seen more than I did before. Right. Okay, because the sport has become. I'm glad they did that.
Right.
Okay, because we needed that, and it brings up a good comedic watch too when you watch them race. And when I was watching a race first time, I thought I was watching. I couldn't see if it was women, and I thought this was a slow motion.
Ooh.
I'm serious. It was slow motion.
Hey, to be fair,
you're gonna get us in trouble, is what you're gonna do.
We had a friend on here last week, but to be fair, the bikes are also very, very much less power. So
no, I know that. That's what I meant by that. I didn't mean that going slow on purpose.
Oh, I know what you meant, Greg. It's all right. It's fine.
But it's hilarious.
I just want to make sure it's known that that's not our opinion per se.
Exactly. We'll put a disclaimer on the bottom there. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many, since you started doing this, I mean, were you a fan of the sport before? You became a fan since you started doing suits? And how many races do you get to go to now?
Okay, Easton, he's asking me a question now that we're going to have to put a disclaimer on the bottom, because what I'm about to say now, you're going to maybe edit it out.
All right, I'll take a note.
So, you know how when you're younger, you remember things that torment you or not torment you, that just get your mind? So my mom was driving one day and we're in the rain and we're at a stop sign. This motorcycle is making a right-hand turn. He makes a right-hand turn and he hits the water and he falls on the ground. At that moment, I'm like, Mom, I was like 12 years old. I'm like, Mom, why would anybody ride with 2 wheels? It's ridiculous. Okay, it's stupid. So from that point on, I had no respect, for it. Okay. Then Harley people are rough, they're rugged, they're mean, And then my father tells me that we're at this Yamaha thing. He says, we're going to start a motorcycle thing. I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? Our shoe repair customers are mean. Can you imagine these motorcycle people? They'll kill me. Okay. Because I'm thinking Harley people, they're going to come in with their tattoos and this and that. Right. Over time, I found out they're the best people in the world. They're so nice and calm. Okay. I had a bad image of them. I mean, I still won't ride a bike, but, and I laugh at what's that bike that's got the 2 wheels in the front, 1 in the back?
Yamaha. What was that
Yamaha
called?
something or other.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I call it a poor man's bike. Okay. You're kind of saying you want to go back to 4 wheels on,
Right.
No, but seriously. So I
Nikon.
found a new
Yamaha Nikon.
Yeah, well, I found a new appreciation for riders. Okay, because they're so polite. Okay. Not to go into detail my business, but I will have a shoe repair person come in and bring a shoe in, and I tell them the price, and they go, "Are you friggin' nuts? What are you kidding me?" And they get mad. We're a motorcycle person. When I give them the structure of the pricing, they go, "Okay, Greg, you know what? I can't afford this. What can we take away from there?" They have respect. They respect the art that we're doing. Okay, and I apologize all the time to God, saying that I don't believe I thought bad things, because they're the greatest people, and I love going to the races. I mean, I try to go to one Motor America event per year. In addition to Laguna Seca, I'd go to that every year.
Okay.
Because I also got customers up there who leave things for me. Okay, because they know I'm coming. Okay, but I've been to New Jersey so far. I'm from New Jersey anyway, so I
was going to ask that.
Yeah, I've been to Wisconsin, but I haven't been. I've been to Shelton, Washington, which I'll never go again because it was the hottest. It was a couple of years ago. I don't know if you remember. It was the hottest record. The wheels were almost melting on it. It was.
I might have been there that year. So.
Yeah, I think 2021 maybe.
Yeah.
The year after COVID, I think. But so I try to go to one per year in different areas because I love watching it, and especially when they brought the baggers into it, I just love watching it. I love when they fall. It's so fun. It's so
Greg,
fun.
we might have to kick you off of here. You're like, man, they fall. Why would anyone do that? Now you're saying you love watching it because they fall. This is
no, but it's just a sport, No, but being honest, I don't know if you've been to Laguna Seca, but when I went to Laguna Seca before the baggers guy, you have your riders and that's it. Okay, downtown Monterey. Have you ever been there before?
Yep,
I've not.
Okay, so downtown Monterey now, it's all Harley people. Okay, you wouldn't even know it's a Motor America event. It's bringing on a new clientele. It's all Harley people all over the place. So I like those kind of things. Plus, I know a lot of the baggers anyway. They're great guys. They're great guys. So now everybody is really good to work with. I mean, it's a fun. It's not what I thought. Okay, and I enjoy doing it because I enjoy getting out there. I mean, I'll never ride, no offense, but I just enjoy watching it,
So
there's nothing wrong with that, and we're leaving all that in for the record because that was great.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, but it scared me to crap when my father said we're doing the business. It scared me. I'm like, no way. And now, I mean, I built myself up, so it's working out well, So and now it's getting busier because the season's coming now. Right. So everybody's getting ready to package it, to get their suits ready and everything.
So do you, almost more of a personal question, but do you go to any local club races out in your area?
You know what? I still have not been to any of the tracks yet. Okay. Like Buttonwillow and all that. It's just that when we started this, I had my son born. And so he's now 12, but for the first 5-6 years, it's difficult to get out there. It was even difficult for me to go to Laguna Seca. Then, I don't want to go on a sour note, but then 5 years ago, my mom passed away. Okay. And then my father had Alzheimer's, which he just passed away in January. So the last 5 years have been really tough. I've been my sister. I have a sister, and we've been taking care of everything, running the store, and taking care of my father. So I haven't been out there much, but I love to go to Buttonwillow, and Chuckwalla, because that's where a lot of our customers are. I'd like to present myself there, Plus, I want to go there too because, on a different note, I want to meet Keanu Reeves. Okay, and that's the only way I'm going to meet him. Going to an event like that. So I do want to go out more. I do.
Well, good deal. Yeah, no, I mean, things definitely come up, but I would I don't know the right word. I don't have words, but encourage you to go support local as much as you're supporting Moto America if you can. It sounds like most of the people out there know about you anyway. I was kind of hoping to get a lot of the purpose of bringing you on. I'll be honest, to find you, I Googled leather repair. And I was actually looking for someone up in the Northeast, trying to find someone up there, and I couldn't find anything. And I'm sure there's someone up there, and if they're watching, they can leave a comment below. But your website was like the big one. And so I looked into it, and I was like, you know what? This sounds perfect. Let's get him on, have a chat, figure out what he's all about. And to hear that you're out there supporting and everything else, that's why we got you here. And hopefully the people on my side of the country and all over the country have learned a little bit tonight about shipping can be cheaper. Buy a suit that fits everywhere, and you can't zip it up, rather than buying one that you can zip up and then have to take down everywhere else. And if you want to dye it, go from light to dark, not dark to light.
There you go. You got it.
Those were
Yeah,
the three big things I got out of tonight. Not that there wasn't anything else, but
just I found out I don't claim to have anything over any other repair center other than the fact that it's advertising too. Okay, I got myself out there, like you said. Okay, I try to get out, and plus, we build relationships, so I know certain things that we learn from vendors. Okay, so that's the only difference. The distinctive competence between me and other repair centers. Okay, because I have that relationship. I do things according to what's supposed to be done.
right.
Okay, and so hopefully I'll get to see you guys at some races.
Yeah, maybe.
I think for sure. We divide and conquer, and one of us are at basically everything.
One way or another, just about.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Very nice.
Yeah. Well, Cole, did you have anything else tonight?
No, I think that's good for me. Greg, we really appreciated you coming on.
I appreciate you wanting me on.
Is there anybody else you'd like to shout out, or we'll definitely put links to all your website and pages, but
no, AMA. Okay. Very good organization. Okay. Maybe we could add this in if you want to. Okay. So the series of how this went for me, I started with the AMA, okay, as advertising with them. And then we became a business member for the AMA. And then I wanted to reach out to Motor America, but I felt that we were just too small to do that. So the AMA introduced me to somebody at Motor America. So that's how it all began. Actually, no, before AMA, I was advertising with, remember Psycho World?
Yep.
The magazine. So I knew somebody at Psycho World, and we had lunch, and they introduced me to Psycho Gear. Okay. So I built a relationship with Psycho Gear so we could so all the Psycho Gear stores know who we are in the country. And from that point on, I think he introduced me to the AMA, and the AMA introduced me to Motor America. So it's all about making contacts, how things work. It works out well that way, And like I said, everybody's great. I went to them last year. Have you ever been to the AIM show in Vegas?
I have not yet. One of these years I'll get there.
So I went last year for the first time, and everybody's just so hospitable, Everybody is so nice with dealing with people like that, So I enjoy it. I really do. It takes away from the monotony of dealing with the shoe repair customers every day.
So many hits on the shoe repair guys.
It's tough.
That's all right. I don't think there's too many shoe repair people listening, and we got mostly motorcycle riders, so
it doesn't matter.
We love it.
It's okay. But no, thank you for having me. And this is really good. I really wanted to do more podcasts because I'd done one with Motor America too. And it gets the word out.
Yeah,
right.
That way. So I checked your reels, your other podcasts too. So you have good speakers on there.
Thank you.
Whatever,
I appreciate that, and thank you once again for coming on and spreading that info for us, getting us some. I learned some things. I think Cole learned some things, and I bought some products. So
thank you.
We'll take that all on board and we'll move forward. And for everyone listening, go check out Greg at Anthony's Leatherworks. If you're in California, pop in and say hi. Otherwise, phone call, text, email, whatever it might be. Get your leather work done, and don't take a bath in your suit. And I'll leave it at that. We'll see everyone next week.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.